Hello everyone, bonjour, bonsoir, welcome back to my channel. I'll be updating you guys on Miss Pedley's locks today. You guys have seen several updates on her hair from the start to now. She is now 8 months locked, and this is her hair at 8 months after a fresh wash. Her hair is doing amazing, it's flourishing. I'm just gonna show you guys how I retwist her hair and address some concerns that some people had about her lock size and what methods she should be using to maintain them, as well as showing you guys exactly how I do it, or trying my best to slow down the video to show you guys how I retwist her hair. What I mean by technique is more important than product, because I've had to say that a lot, and I'm just gonna talk a little bit more and elaborate on that, and I'll also show you guys some footage of me retwisting or maintaining her hair. And here's just a little throwback of what her hair looked like at 1 month of retwisting it and now 8 months. Big difference, a lot of progress. Her hair is doing amazing. All right, now on to the retwist. What I do first is I go by rows, as you can see. So I am separating the row first, or usually I do a section of the row and then finish it out. And usually that's the middle part of that section, if that makes sense, like as you see here. So I'm just separating it, and once again, she likes her locks very neat, so I use a comb and I take my time and separate the hairs. Her hair does really well, and I think that is because of how it is retwisted. So here's an example of me twisting the loose hairs or the frizz around the lock. I never have a problem separating her hair. And once again, to those of you who are new to this channel and her journey, every month she gets a retwist. She washes twice a month. So she washes once with me and once at home. So what I'm basically doing is parting out the part that's already there, just for neatness purposes. Because really, I really don't need to, but I do it anyway, just to make sure the parts are neat. So I'm just pulling here. I'm just separating the strands, and I don't break them or pop them or rip them. I kind of find where they are and slide them out of the other lock that they're trying to migrate into. Some locks I will palm roll, the ones I feel like need it, and other locks I won't. Other locks I'll just twist the frizz around the lock and then pin it. And when someone asks about proper pinning technique, I might make a video on that, I don't know, but basically I don't use one pin per lock. I use a pin per several locks. That way I end up using way less pins than there are locks in her head. And here's another example. I'm parting, separating gently, and twisting the lock, and then taking that loose hair and twisting it around that lock. Palm rolling because I felt like that one needed it, and pin it with the other section that I'm already pinning. So as you're watching me retwist, I'm gonna just touch on some concerns that have arisen. Someone wanted to a few commenters were saying this is the tightest retwist I've ever seen. Oh my god, why am I retwisting her hair so tight? They would just die if I did that to their hair. And I could promise you, her hair is not tight at all. It may appear that way because I'm gathering all the hairs possible to twist that lock with. But as far as being tight and unbearably tight, no. And I don't advise anybody, any adult, child, what have you, to go sit in someone's chair and let them do your hair too tight and you sit there and say nothing. So with that being said, my client would have said something if they were too tight. And I always ask about comfort level as I'm doing hair. Is the dryer too hot? Am I doing it too tight? Did I hurt you? Am I pulling anything? The answer is always no, but I always ask just to make sure because everyone's different. But no, I don't retwist tight. I had locks myself. I never retwisted my hair tight, and I'm not going to do that to someone else. For the sake of a clean, neat look, there is a way to achieve that, and that way is actually taking your time and gathering those hairs that are around that lock. Now, I've had a few comments about her needing to interlock on YouTube as well as on Facebook. She posted her video on a lock group. I'm not going to say the name. Lock group on Facebook, and the loctician who runs that lock group felt the need to use her hair as a cautionary tale and say that she needs to interlock, she has too many locks, and say that she has been washing too many times throughout her journey, because she was locked 6 months, I believe, at the time, and the loctician said 12 washes in 6 months is absolutely too much and absurd. And I'm not sure about you guys, but the fact having locks doesn't negate the fact that hair gets dirty. As a matter of fact, hair holds more debris when it's locked. So washing 12 times in 6 months is actually washing twice a month or washing every 2 weeks. She was opposed to that for whatever reason, but as I mentioned, I washed my hair every 2 weeks for 7 years and my locks were just fine. But the interlocking thing was the issue. She said she had way too many locks on her head. They needed all to be combined or they will thin and fall out. But to address that, many people have locks that are small, or they have a large number of locks. And I think what people get misconstrued, anyone who has that type of ideal about her hair when they see it on my videos, is that she has so many locks, they must be tiny. No, this client has she has a head size that can handle all the locks that are on it. She does not have super thick hair, but she has a lot of strands. So her hair can handle it. And I'm not sure if the video is just deceiving, but her parts are really not that small, guys. Not at all. I parted them in such a way, which I think I answered in a live that I did on Instagram. Somebody asked, why do I part in rectangles instead of squares? And I told her it's so it can appear full. The parts won't be so small that the hair is thinning, but the rectangles give the illusion that the hair is fuller or there are more locks because you don't have those squares. You have the skinny rectangle, but it's actually the same amount of strands that's in that rectangle or close to that would be in that square. It just sits and appears a different way. So no, she doesn't need to interlock. If she has any locks that need to be combined, we will do so to preserve the health of her hair. But as far as her hair being too small, once again, maybe the video is deceiving because she has a lot of locks. She doesn't need to interlock. So yeah, that is about it. They're not too tight. They're not too small. I felt like it was important for me to give her what she wanted with respects to her hair being healthy. So here I'm just doing a quick style on her, and I'm gonna have a compilation video on styles for short locks or styles for baby locks. So stay tuned for that. And for those of you who will comment or ask about it, she is not to leave the style in for too long because her locks are still in the baby stage. Styles on starter locks or baby locks is just fine. You just cannot leave them in forever or until your next maintenance. You can damage your locks that way and make them deformed. But this is the finished product of her style. It's a quick, cute little style. Thank you guys for watching. And happy 8 months with your locks, Pedley. They're beautiful. And if you guys missed any of the updates or the videos on her hair, her whole journey has been documented on this channel. You can go back and watch it if you'd like. Subscribe, comment, or don't. See you next time. Bye.